the Razorbacks in white with the basketball.
Right out of here, Greg, you see that going and playing the defense, Alabama in their man-to-man. That's where they'll have the trouble trying to stop Oliver Miller. They're playing him with Robert Horry, just not big enough in terms of weight.
Oliver Miller comes into this game shooting 70% from the floor for the season. And he's 1 out of 1, and Arkansas leads it by 2. Long jump shot from outside by Horry is not good, and Miller down court throws it away. There's Nolan Richardson, the head coach of Arkansas in his 6th season now at Arkansas. Southwest Conference Coach of the Year the last 3 seasons.
When you talk about people having their little strange, their habits, Nolan wears the polka dotted tie like does Wim Sanderson wears his plaid jacket.
Maybe they could get together. It'd be a heck of a combination, wouldn't it?
Nolan came up with a nice little combination the other day. I'm not into plaids. I'm sorry.
That man is. 11th year at Alabama, and 8 times his teams have won 20 or more. Alabama comes in at 23-9, Arkansas at 33-3. This is Gary Waits with the basketball.
You play against a team like Alabama who puts so much pressure on, like Arkansas, that puts so much pressure on. It's important to get it up court and then take good shots once you get there.
Sprewell traveled on his way to the basket.
And both possessions that Alabama's had so far, they haven't gotten good shots because they haven't taken time to move the defense.
11 is Lee Mayberry. 20 is Bowers. To the baseline on the drive, had it rejected by Horry. Here comes Alabama, 3-on-1, Cheatham. And we're tied at 2.
In terms of athletic teams, you're not going to see 2 more athletic teams than both of these clubs have. They can get up and down. Alabama does not have the depth that Arkansas has.
Bowers, nice dish inside for Todd Day. In a hurry, back comes Alabama, and to the basket, missing the shot, Sprewell with the tap home. Sprewell's first bucket, and it's 4-4.
Well, that got credit to Sprewell, but actually Morris tipped it back in, just trying to get it.
Shot comes up short, following it up is Isaiah Morris, around and out of bounds to Alabama.
Well, you got to make sure you protect your teammates. You see right here coming over. Horry does a good job of getting the block, and then they just push the ball up. Got a basket on the other end.
Lancaster almost lost it, and now tied up. And the ball will go to Alabama, or rather to Arkansas. Charlotte, North Carolina, home of the NBA Charlotte Hornets and UNC Charlotte. Of the tide there for the rebound. Horry takes it back up, and it's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Well, that's where I think that Alabama really can contend with Arkansas, because they can offensive rebound, but the problem is if you go for an offensive rebound and you miss it, Arkansas will take off on the other end, so you've got to be prepared to get back as well as if you're going for the offensive rebound.
First personal of the game on Isaiah Morris. Quinn, just as Oliver Miller is a big load to contend with on the inside for Robert Horry, I would think that Horry is just as difficult to contend with for Oliver Miller outside with his ability to shoot long range.
Well, I think you're right, but it's not as important as shooting the long range. If you get Oliver Miller out on the outside, you've got to drive him because he has a pull growing, so you make him work on it, and if he pulls it again, then that's what he wanted to do for Alabama.
Todd Day for 3. Back rim, Lancaster has the ball. And here comes Alabama. The Tide will run. Baseline jumper comes up short. Sprewell had the open shot and just shot it short. Day down the lane. Oh.
Came to that 2-foot stop, Greg, and Alabama just wasn't ready for it. Got to take this at the basket.
Cheatham and Alabama wastes no time coming right back.
You attack the press, Greg. Just because Oliver Miller's back there and can block shots, exposing the fouls, take it to the hole.
Alabama with a 1-point lead, and Miller pushed off. First personal of Miller. Here's Todd.
What Todd's that? He comes to a 2-foot stop, and then you're allowed to just power it back up. Boy, he shot it up high to get it by Ori that time. A teardrop.
Globetrotters do that, don't they?
Sometimes, but they don't do it quite with that flair.
16:45 to play here in the first half. Alabama with the ball and a 1-point lead.
This is where you got to go with the ball, but you'll have trouble with Cheatham beating Oliver Miller that close to the basket.
Cheatham missed the turnaround and the rebound off to Isaiah Morris. Arkansas will purposely push that ball up court time and time again. Here's Miller. Outside to Morris. Front rim, tap no good. And here comes the Tide again.
This is when Ori should get out and you take Oliver Miller.
Waits for Lancaster. His shot no good, and Miller with another rebound. Had it taken away by Cheatham, who will take it.
You work that hard for a basket, you got to get it in. Jeez.
Melva didn't exactly have the numbers. He was 1-on-4 when he took the shot.
And he took it like he was 1-on-4. He didn't take that shot with confidence.
Inside to Miller. Miller 2 for 2 from the floor, and Arkansas leads it by 1.
It's hard to get around that big body.
Sprewell for Cheatham. The faster the pace, the more it favors Arkansas.
Well, Arkansas will get you going in spurts, and that's exactly right. They want to keep coming at you and keep coming, and then all of a sudden you look up and the tempo is right where they want it.
Miller lost the ball for the second time and now commits the foul, and that's number 2 on Miller.
And it's not a good foul out there. The man out there with the ball, you can't foul it.
We'll take a timeout.
It has all come so far. Today, our engineers can crash test cars on a computer. If only they could have seen us 40 years ago. We had no idea we were inventing safety science. Most people today know nothing of all this safety pioneering, but I think Mercedes drivers, they know. I think they can feel it.
Dean Witter believed in priorities.
Know why your clients are saving. Know why they're investing.
Okay, come on, folks.
At some point, it's college. Later on, retirement. But Dean Witter knows that often the highest priorities are all the things that happen in between.
Is there anything else you want?
Just the first dance.
There are many ways to measure success.
We measure success one investor at a time.
Mobile communication is the power to hold your world together. At GTE, we can put that power at hand to take with you where it has never gone before. Into the skies, down endless highways, beyond all past limitations. At GTE, we give you the freedom of personal communication and the power of new opportunities. Because at GTE, the power is on.
The sky is blue, the air is clean, the doctor is in over his head.
I think his teeth hurt.
Northern Exposure, the hit series returns Monday, April 8th.
15:08 to play, first half. Arkansas leads it by 1. Greg Gumbel, Quinn Buckner, Jim Gray from the site of the Southeast Regional Semifinals here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
We were talking at the timeout how this kind of comes out, and it's a little bit ragged from the way you used to see in Arkansas play. And what you kind of have with Arkansas is kind of the lull before the storm. I mean, this is just what they'll try to do.
Here's Todd Day taking the charge.
Doing a good job in getting in position. Latrell Sprewell was trying to go to the baseline, but the real question is whether or not Day gets hurt doing plays like that. But you can tell that he's ready to play if he's taking charges.
This is Roosevelt Wallace, who is coming into the game for Oliver Miller, number 34, down low now.
Critical time, I think, for Alabama. You got Oliver Miller where you want him out of the game. You got to take advantage of it.
Committing the foul is number 31, James Robinson, Alabama's fabulous freshman, who is also just into the game, and that's his first personal. Robinson, as we said, trying to go on a hyperextended knee.
And I think he can do it for a while, Greg, but what happens is it's his left leg. That's a power leg for a jump shoot for a guy right-handed. And what will happen is because you're normally accustomed to doing everything off of that leg, you are now going to start pushing off on your right leg, which will probably tire because you haven't used it in this capacity all year.
Mayberry hit 1 out of 2, and Arkansas's lead is a deuce. This is Robinson. Almost had it taken away. Waits looks inside, comes cross court, and out of bounds to Alabama. James Robinson is the 4th highest scoring freshman in the country this year, and the first to lead Alabama in scoring since 1953.
Greg, I've seen him play before, and he's got a great stroke. He played in high school where they had Chris Jackson and Laterrell Green from Georgia, so he's used to getting it up and scoring with those guys.
Batted out of bounds, and still Alabama's ball. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's James Robinson. His high game of the season, 26 against Auburn. Not surprisingly, nicknamed Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, he likes to show off a little bit.
All right, Bowling.
The lob, and Ori almost got there and then couldn't grab it, and then almost made the steal on Wallace, and they have lost the ball. Ori had it batted away and regained by Alabama, and now out of bounds to the tie.
Boy, you can see these guys are just hustling and going after the basketball. Nolan Richardson is one of your guys have to come up with loose balls when you're going for championship, and you can see Nolan is as involved in this game as any.
That is the 3rd takeaway of a basketball from Arkansas in the backcourt so far.
Well, Greg, what's happening is Arkansas is known for coming from behind to steal the basketball. They have not protected it themselves, and Alabama has come up with 3 steals because of that. One-two-two zone. This is a trapping zone by Arkansas.
Sprewell, no. And Day comes down with the ball. And here come the Razorbacks.
Oh, nice.
Oh, what a pretty play and a pretty move by Ron Urey, number 31.
Pass through traffic, bounce pass, the way it needed to be.
Robinson spinning.
Oh, yeah, young fella can get it up.
Arkansas by 2. Wallace back outside to Bowers, and Arkansas will slow it down to half-court game now.
Yeah, but in a half-court game without Oliver Miller, they're going to have problems.
That foul is on Gary Waits. That's number 1 on Waits.
Well, Arkansas plays the 1-2-2. They try to force the jump shot, but it's like the way you play it, you can easily get people out in the zone. Watch the bounce pass, the pass to be made, and use the basket to protect. And now you see how all of the Razorbacks get involved on the fast break after playing defense on the other end.
Here's Arlen Bowers, the lone senior in the starting lineup, 5'10", out of Memphis.
Built like a rock, too, Greg. I was just kind of chastising him a little bit, just popping my hand in his chest, and
he didn't feel it.
Oh, he didn't even budge.
Plans play defensive backing football for the Razorbacks next fall.
He ought to, Drake. The guy runs a 4.340. I mean, there are not many people in the country that can do that play football, and this guy's never really tried it.
Haven't timed me, have you?
I need an hourglass.
All the way across, Robinson wide open for the 3.
NBA 3.
Roosevelt Wallace for 3. And the game's pace has picked up significantly.
What Arkansas wants.
Arkansas by 4 with 12:44 to play here in the first half.
See, with Wallace in the game, what you get is a little more offense on the perimeter than you see with Oliver Miller. Miller can shoot the shot, but Nolan Richardson doesn't want him to do that. Wallace wants to go out, be active. Robinson,
what a shot just to get it off. And here comes Mayberry for Curie on the move. Ori has the rebound, and back comes the Tide, 3-on-1. Sprewell. 16-14 Razorbacks, and Waits with the steal. Nice play by Gary Waits. Robinson for three. And Wallace has it, and the track meet has begun.
The track meet has begun, but here's what you've got to watch out for. Arkansas will get you in this pace, and they're just trying to wear you down. If they can keep it close and wear you down, then your jump shots are not going to go.
Todd Day went right around Sprewell for the bucket. 6 for Day.
So my point in telling you that and saying that is that decision-making becomes important. If you got it without a lot of effort, you take it. If you got to work real hard, you've got to remember Arkansas is defense.
Cheatham dropped it, got it back, and scored. He has 6. Arkansas's lead is 2 with 11.5 to play. Inside, Wallace was fouled as Ori hit the deck, and he was open for a moment. And then he needed help. 11:29 to play. First half, Arkansas's lead is 2. We'll be right back.
When you own the business and your customer needs something fast, you do it.
Avis is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its employees, and they're trying harder with a computerized return system to get you on your way faster. Avis, we're trying harder than ever.
During the Final Four, call on Pizza Hut for the new MVP pizza, loaded with pepperoni, mushrooms, Italian sausage, and green peppers. Get one for $7.99 and a second for just $4 more.
Now that you deliver, gonna change.
It's not how much you pay that counts, but what you get for your money. This consumer tip was brought to you by Michelin, because so much is riding on your tires.
When it came to redefining the word luxury, it wasn't a Webster. It was Oldsmobile.
The 98 defines luxury in terms of how much you get, not how much you spend. Anti-lock brakes, fuel-efficient power, computerized suspension, technology found in cars costing thousands more.
And you can always take a Webster at his word.
The new 98. Luxury redefined.
Generation Bubbles.
Great values, big prizes during Oldsmobile's drive to the Final Four Sellathon. You can't miss.
He's the defense, she's the DA, and every week who wins in the end is always a surprise. The Antagonists, Tuesday.
Just under 11.5 to play here in the first half. Greg Gumbel, Quinn Buckner, Jim Gray in Charlotte, with Arkansas leading it by 2. Turnovers so far, Quinn.
Well, the turnovers, you can see Alabama only has 2, Arkansas with 5. The key issue here is Arkansas generally forces about 21 turnovers a game. So when the tempo starts picking up as it has now, that's what you want to look for in terms of Alabama, whether they turn it over or not.
Isaiah Morris with the miss into the lineup for Arkansas, 33, Clyde Fletcher. And some pressure on Robinson in the backcourt. Also into the lineup is number 14, Ernie Murray, and that's a travel. And number 54 for Alabama, Marcus Webb, a 6'8 junior from Montgomery, has replaced Robert Ori in the middle.
And Webb, you get another big body, somebody that can get down and play defense on Morris. He's not really a tough player physically, but he is a big body, something to contend with down there.
He is a big body.
He is a big body.
Murray. Around and out. Fletcher up high for the rebound. Up strong.
Up quick.
Clyde Fletcher, 6'7 junior with his first basket. James Robinson moves inside. And the whistle on the play, and the foul goes against Alabama. That's Marcus Webb, number 54. 20-16, Arkansas leads it as we come up on 10.5 to play in the first half here at the Charlotte Coliseum. They have probably 2 different kinds of games today.
The tempo has just started to pick up, Greg. The reason that it's close now is because Arkansas hadn't been able to force any turnovers and thereby not being able to convert.
Alabama will run when the opportunity presents itself. Arkansas will run.
They will just get out, run, force the tempo, try to wear you down.
This is Sprewell.
No flow to the offense here. This is good defensive pressure by Arkansas. No flow to the offense.
And Arlen Bowers all over James Robinson. And a foul is on Bowers. This is a great matchup. Arlen Bowers, the Southwest Conference Defensive Player of the Year, against one of the fine offensive shooters in the country, in James Robinson.
As a player, that's a task you'd like to have if you're Arlen Bowers. You want to get out, and when you're the defensive player of the year, you tend to want to prove that you're that kind of player. Bowers seems to be up to the task. It will be interesting to see whether or not young Robinson can handle the pressure, not only now, but more importantly, down the stretch.
Horry back into the lineup for Alabama. Robinson drawing the double team on the far side. This is Horry into the lane. And Webb with the rebound and the basket, and he is fouled.
And he almost took out the official, falling him down. But that's what Webb has to do. He is big, strong body. He's got to get in there and get some boards. You'll see coming in right there in the middle is Marcus Webb. He just gets in there, makes a little room for himself. And then it's just nothing to be done because he's strong enough to get it in.
Foul number 1 on Ron Hury. Number 20 is Marcus Jones in the lineup for Alabama. Webb fails to make it a three-point play, and Arkansas's lead is 2.
Jones in the game to give a break. Wimp Sanderson doing a good job substitution, trying to make sure he can keep fresh bodies out there as much as he can.
Morris with the turnaround. Short. Coming up next here on CBS, Kansas, Indiana, here in Charlotte, Utah, and UNLV out in Seattle.
Well, we just had an offensive foul call on Marcus Jones as he was trying to push the ball across the court. You know, that's that pressure again. You know, it comes at you from so many angles. Sometimes you start flailing, doing some things not accustomed that you normally don't do.
Bowers down low. Morris' shot misses. Murray follows and didn't get it home. And Marcus Webb there, lost it. Wallace blocked. Fletcher chases it down, goes back down low to Hury. And Hury's shot didn't fall. Wallace.
Offensive boards, Greg. They got 4 opportunities there. You got to block out.
Clyde Fletcher with his 3rd and 4th points. And it's 22-18 Arkansas. This is Horry, who can hit from out there.
Yeah, he can stroke it. I mean, if he'll play, he's got big-time skills. But what you got to wonder now for Wimp Sanderson, he's got Marcus Jones in here. Without Gary Waite, can you control the tempo?
Foul on Bowers out front is by Marcus Jones.
But you got to make sure that you block out. It started with the block there. You see right there, nobody from Alabama puts a body on anyone from Arkansas. And you see everybody gets in 2 or 3 taps. You must block out Fletcher finishing it up.
Todd Day and Lee Mayberry back into the game for Arkansas. And now Melvin Cheatham back in for Alabama. Todd Day led the Southwest Conference in scoring. First Arkansas player to do so since Joe Klein did in 1985. And he's going to be the last Arkansas player since the Razorbacks moved to the SEC next year.
Yeah, they had it tough this year trying to play through the conference because everybody took a shot at them. I think that really helped them, Greg, because you've got to concentrate so much more when people know that you're the one to have had the championship and it's your last shot at them. And I think Todd Day did a good job in carrying his team to that championship.
These teams will be seeing a lot of each other. They'll be playing regularly next season. They'll both be in the SEC's Western Division. Bowers makes it a 24-20 lead for Arkansas. The steal, and Todd Day scores. Arkansas's lead is 6, and remember, starting center Oliver Miller on the bench. Arkansas's bench wants a double dribble. They didn't get it. Loose ball picked off by Arkansas. Ahead for Day. What a pass.
Well, that was a big-time pass there by Arlen Bowers.
Sprewell takes it inside and gets the roll.
They are attacking the press, but the pressure is something that you've got to be concerned about. This is a game where you really need Gary Waits in the game. You're sitting on the bench over there with Wimp Sanderson, but that's the only way you can control the tempo.
That's a throwaway, and Alabama will have the ball when we come back. 7:38 to play, first half here in Charlotte.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
There's Trixie Hicks who up Red Bridgewood in New York.
My cousin Delbert in Maynardsville.
There's the rat traps, there's the fishmongers, there's Joey's...
MCI has shown people making lists. Stay tuned, we said, for this big announcement. Now, MCI customers who call other MCI customers on their list of friends and family get an extra savings of 20% over MCI's already low rates. That savings is over and above any of our residential savings plans at any time of day. Not just to one place, but to anywhere in America. It's not only a savings AT&T doesn't have, it's much better than that. It beats us MCI by 20%. How big is friends and family from MCI? Well, it could save our customers millions. But more important, over the next year, it could save this family $135.
My dad knows all about space vehicles, like the new Oldsmobile Silhouette. Its looks are stellar, and the interior is perfect for the enterprising family. The modular seats pull out easily. There's a place for everything. Compared to other forms of space travel, Silhouette is the logical choice. Right, Dad?
Eminently logical.
This is the new
Silhouette. Travel in space and stars. Great values, big prizes during Oldsmobile's drive to the Final Four Sellathon. You can't miss.
Welcome back to the Charlotte Coliseum, everyone. Thus far, turnovers are even. The field goal percentage is about even, but Quinn, Arkansas has converted 9 points off of those Alabama turnovers, while Alabama has failed to convert, and the Razorbacks lead it by 6.
Part of that is just tempo. This is Arkansas's tempo. We've talked about it, and you continue to see that it'll increase.
Sprewell open. Missed the jumper. Murray with the rebound. Back come the Hogs. Todd Day for 3. Didn't get there, out of bounds, and belongs to Alabama.
Well, when you have an injury like Oliver Miller has, he has a groin pull. He's sitting here trying to stay warm. It's tough to start the game, go sit down, and have to get back involved. Oliver Miller, understanding that, is trying to stay stretched out.
Just before tip-off, we looked over to Oliver and we asked how he was doing, and he said questionable.
Well, if I'm Nolan Richardson, I'm concerned about that, because when the player thinks it's questionable, then you've got to be worried about, is he going to play in fear of re-injuring whatever you have.
This is Waits back in the game, feeds Cheatham in the paint. And Cheatham missed the easy one. Ori follows and missed everything. Out of bounds to Alabama.
They got to dunk the basketball. Cheatham is there with a little, what we call a little short shot. He's got to dunk it, and that's what Wimp was talking about. Guys, you got to get that in the hole.
6:49, first half. Arkansas 28, Alabama 22.
On the out of bounds, you see that Arkansas has gone into a zone.
Ori down low for Cheatham, fouled by Day.
They go into a zone out of bounds, try to force the jump shot. That one was a 1-2-2 zone.
That's number 1 on Todd Day. Talking about the injuries, Todd Day was out here practicing yesterday with a heating pad on his back. He's been having occasional back spasms.
Well, he came out before the game today, and he had the heating pad on, so it's something that concerns him. But again, once you start, you can play with that. But it's when it cools down and you try to warm up again where you may have some problems.
Melvin Cheatham has 7 to go with his 3 rebounds, and number 8 banged around and came out. This is Mayberry.
You see that Alabama's gone into a 2-3 zone to conserve some energy. It's another one of Wimp's tactics in order to try to save his personnel.
Fury's pass inside, taken away by Ori. And Sprewell had it batted away from behind and back again from Mayberry, and it's saved by Mayberry, and it's Arkansas basketball. Fury, what a pass for Wallace, rejected. He goes back up, and here comes the Tide.
Smart play. Didn't have the numbers. Bring it back.
Ori. Got to come out on Robert Ori. He's got 5. And Arkansas's lead is down to 3 out of the corner. Three-pointer is good by Ron Hury.
Yeah, but the penetration is what makes the play. You got Murray penetrating. Defense collapsed on him, and he knocked down the pass for the jump shot.
Sprewell for Cheatham. And Melvin Cheatham connects from the paint again.
Greg, that's where you miss Oliver Miller. That play doesn't happen with Miller in there because he'll block it. Be much more intimidating than Wallace has been.
Mayberry for 3. Missed everything. And here comes Alabama 3-on-2 for Sprewell. Oh, nice pass to Sprewell.
Got to get back.
Quinn, Alabama's a different team with Gary Waits in the lineup.
Well, that's what I was talking about. He controls the tempo a great deal more. Decision-making is critical when you play against a team that presses you like Arkansas.
Alabama is within 2 with 4:40 to play first half. Murray behind the back, Travis.
If you're able to send a number of people to the boards, then you got an opportunity to come up with it quickly, and you see coming at you. Gary Waits, the guy you want to make the decision, makes the good bounce pass. Latrell Sprewell, who starting for the Alabama Crimson Tide, is important because he can get into the lane, give them additional play to make things happen.
Seton Hall in Arizona just getting started out in Seattle in the West Regional. This is Waits. And James Robinson.
Greg, James Robinson came out early, but he hadn't been very active here late. I mean, I haven't seen him even try to look at the basket.
The lob for Ori didn't work. Top Day. Arkansas has Day, Fletcher, Morris, Bowers, and Lee Mayberry. This is Mayberry for 3. Around and out, and look at Sprewell go up and get it. Here comes Waits. Nice pass for Cheatham, who couldn't handle it.
Got to make the play. Melvin Cheatham.
3:52 to play first half. Arkansas up 2. We'll be back.
Cape Hatteras and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Hatteras means surf casting for bluefish, and man, do they love to fight. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place and Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Hey, guys, this doesn't get any better than this. When you're 5'8" and 140 pounds, you don't play a power game. You use your head, your ground strokes, and my secret weapon, speed. That's why I picked the pump from Reebok. When I'm pumped up, I get support, protection, and a custom fit. So if you want to beat those rock and roll tennis guys, pump up and air out.
Switch to the greatest sports performance shoe in the world, the Reebok Pump. Pump up and air out.
It begins with the efficiency of sequential poured fuel injection. It flows through a power plant cradled in fluid-filled mountings, and it manifests itself in the precision of Bonneville's fully independent suspension. This is advanced technology you can feel. This is full-sized excitement from Pontiac. This is Bonneville.
Are you always feeling tired and run down? Find out about chronic fatigue syndrome tomorrow. Join Harry Smith and Paula Zahn on CBS This Morning.
Well,
Welcome back to Charlotte. Arkansas has a 2-point lead here in the first half. Gary Waits, the Alabama guard, has really been struggling. He's got a bad sore throat. He's been coughing profusely. His stamina could go in the second half. Every dead ball, he's really been complaining, and that could be a big factor. Greg?
All right, Jim, he's been struggling physically, but it hasn't shown on the court in his play.
Well, he has played pretty well, Greg. Again, you got to worry about the second half, and his ability to stay up. Concentration when you get tired is really tough to do.
2 long-range shots don't fall for Arkansas, and here's James Robinson, 4-on-1. Marcus Webb.
And you notice who Robinson got the ball to. Gary Waits, so he can make the decision. I think Robinson is a little winded, but he's smart. Give it to the guy that makes the best decision.
We have our first tie since it was 4-4 early on. Coming up on 3:15 to play for the first half.
Well, Greg, another thing I think we need to keep an eye on. The first 8.5 minutes, there were only 2 turnovers by Alabama. In the last 7.5 minutes, there have been 7. That's a tendency to show that they're starting to wear down a little bit, even though the score right now is Arkansas up 2.
Isaiah Morris with the follow. His first basket. And we're under 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Waits all the way across to Robinson.
I thought Robinson was trying to fool somebody because he didn't move too late.
And the foul. See if that's on Arlen Bowers. It is. And there's Nolan Richardson. Number 2 on Bowers. For the second straight year, that man has brought the Razorbacks to the Sweet 16. Last year, they lost to Duke in the Final Four.
Well, Nolan Richardson has won every place he's gone, Greg. I mean, he was in junior college. He had Paul Precious' team. He won 37 games there. He went to Tulsa and has won. The last 3 years, he's won Coach of the Year, so he can get it done. He gets his players out. They play hard. This is the style that he likes to play up-tempo.
Robinson makes 1 out of 2. Arkansas's lead is 1. Bowers around the corner and back again. 2.5 to play. Todd Day, 3-pointer.
Got to know where your shooters are in the zone. Todd Day is as good as anybody in the country, and he's streaky, so you don't want to let him get off.
Quinn, as we come up on 2 minutes to play, Arkansas, a team that averages 100 points a game. And there's the takeaway down low. And they have 36 right now. Mayberry for 3, around and out. Horry with the rebound.
The tempo is something that I still think favors Arkansas, even though the score is not as high, because this is the way Arkansas wants to play. It's just a matter of time before they explode on you.
Marcus Webb went and got that rebound and then traveled. Ernie Murray back into the game for Arkansas in a turnover situation here.
Well, decision-making is important. You can see Alabama with 11. Arkansas has 8, but they usually get that because they just won.
Todd Day's 3 doesn't go.
Teams that run tend to turn the ball over, but that is expected by Nolan Richardson.
Robinson's 3 doesn't fall. Horry has the rebound and goes back up with it. Robert Horry in the lane with the short hook. Alabama creeps to it in 2, 36-34. Drury to the baseline, and that'll count 2. Four-point lead for the Razorbacks.
Arkansas is in that matchup. They play a man out on the point, but they'll come and trap you on the side, so you got to be careful because you see the rotation.
Waits almost threw it away. Nice pass back inside for Webb, who didn't get it down.
Got to dunk the basketball there.
Mayberry, Fury, and then far side Ernie Murray. 40 seconds to play. Here comes Waits for Robinson. Three-pointer, 38-37.
Well, nobody worried about a one shot on that one. James Robinson just threw that one up, got it in.
No shot clock. 20 seconds for the half.
Going back to man-to-man. Want to get the ball in the hands of this man right here because he makes good things happen.
Todd Day inside. Oh, what a shot by Todd Day. That shot won't count. And that's the end of the first half with the score, Arkansas 40, Alabama 37. Take another look at Todd Day.
When you talk about good ability, first of all, he's 6'8", so he can go up and clutch it and still finish it off. Todd Day showing you why he's the Conference Player of the Year in the Southwestern Conference.
It's Arkansas by 3, and CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship continues after this message and a word from your local station.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship Regional Semifinal game is sponsored by Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer. We build excitement. The greatest sports performance shoe in the world, the Reebok Pump, Pump Up and Air Out. And by Diet Pepsi, you got the right one, baby.
Every display precisely detailed. Every control thoughtfully placed. Every texture carefully crafted. Every aspect of the Bonneville SSE's spacious interior is designed for a single purpose, to place you in a position of power and control. The 1991 Bonneville SSE, full-size driving excitement from Pontiac.
You got the right one, baby.
You got the right one, baby.
You got the right thing.
You got the right one. Diet Pepsi. Baby, you got the right one.
There's only one right one, baby. You got the right one, baby.
Think you can sing our song? Send your videotape performance and you could win $10,000 and appear in a Diet Pepsi commercial.
When it comes to delivered pizza, you know who gets there sooner. If you want it hot and you want it fresh, you want it sooner. Now for just $9.99, get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas. Call Domino's Pizza.
This is how easy it is to collate a mailing on an IBM laser printer. And how easy is it to collate with our major competitor? Probably now isn't the best time to ask. IBM laser printers. Suddenly, nothing else measures up.
Sean Connery, Kevin Costner, taking on Al Capone.
I want to hurt the man.
The Untouchables, Sunday.
Crime time after prime time is coming. 5 different shows, 5 different nights. So intense, they can only be shown after hours. Premiering Tuesday, April 2nd on CBS Late Night. It's too hot to sleep.
This is CBS.
I'm calling this time out to tell you about the other game in town, the Oldsmobile Drive to the Final Four Cellathon. At your Olds dealer, that means more than cash back. It means this specially equipped Cutlass Supreme with a 3-point bonus back that won't cost you extra. V6, fog lamps, leather-wrapped steering wheel, aluminum wheels, and more. A $12.99 value. No extra charge. As for cash back, your Olds dealer will toss that in too. Hey, with deals like this, you can't miss.
Hail can wipe out crops and crop income all in a matter of minutes. But if you'll take a few minutes and talk to your local Farm Bureau agent, you can find out how Farm Bureau Crop Hail Insurance can provide full value coverage for your crops. Farm Bureau offers cash discounts, too. Call the Kansas #1 crop insurer. Call Del Washburn in Hoxie, Tim Rath in Goodland, Greg Schaefer in Colby, or Mike Hake in Oakley, your local Farm Bureau agents.
Oliver Miller has been on the bench for 15 minutes, but no problem so far. Todd Day has 15 points. Arkansas leads 40-37. And welcome to halftime back in our New York studios. Pat O'Brien along with Mike Francesa. Another game going on out west in Seattle. Seton Hall in Arizona. Let's send you right out there. Dick Stockton and Billy Cunningham at courtside for the game. There you go.
Here at the King Dome in Seattle.
First half of the Seton Hall, Arizona Western Regional Semifinal. And Arizona scored the first 8 points of this game, now leading by 2, 11-9 after a Seton Hall spurt. Dick Stockton and Bill Cunningham, Arizona in the white uniform. Brooks kind of rushed that shot. Avent the rebound, and Seton Hall looking to tie the game.
So far, it's been a game where it appears that both teams are trying to feel each other out, what they can do. So far, we've seen Arizona looking to go inside every time. There's only 2 points that have been scored by the guards of Arizona, and that's Reeves. And so far, Seton Hall has not been able to establish a real good inside game against Arizona.
Avent trying to draw the foul or get him to the basket, and it finally bounces in for him, and 5 points for Anthony Avent. Bill, how do you think Arizona's front line is doing in what is now a tie game?
Doing a good job. They're battling in there. They're playing. You know, we've heard so much about them being a little soft, but they've been very aggressive going to both boards.
Mills in a crowd, has several defenders in his face. Rebound in the hands of Avent. Seton Hall looking to take their first lead of the game after trailing 8-0 early on. Karnisovas for 3. He's got it. And the Hall is up by 3, and that's the first three-point hoop of the game. Arturas Karnisovas from Vilnius, Lithuania. No basket. But a foul is committed against Seton Hall, and that will be their 15th foul.
One of the things that Seton Hall wanted to do defensively against the guards was they wanted to put pressure and force Mulbach and Athic to put it on the floor. But with Reeves, you can't let him penetrate.
Foul was on Avent, by the way.
And so Seton Hall takes the lead 14-11, and we'll be back in New York and from all over the country right after this. Stay with us.
They've given form and substance to an automotive vision. Now, 4 generations of BMW engineers present their life's work. The 12-cylinder 850i. If a car company can have a soul, this is ours.
Michael Jordan. North Carolina has won. Wittenberg, it's a long ways.
Smart takes the shot, and Indiana wins the championship.
Share the glory with this year's NCAA champion. To order the official NCAA Final Four video, just call 1-800-999-VIDEO. Credit card holders only, please. $19.98 plus $3 shipping and handling each.
We see in intercollegiate athletics today with the number of minority individuals that there is not the formation or the avenue for minorities to get more collectively involved. This committee was formed to create opportunities for a greater diversity of involvement in intercollegiate athletics. And now you have a diverse group of people within the governance structure to take forward changes that need to obviously occur.
This message provided by the NCAA.
It would be nice to win every game, but this is real life. Sometimes we lose, but that's no reason to give up. Using drugs is giving up.
If you or someone you know needs help or information concerning drug abuse, call this toll-free number, 1-800-662-HELP. This message provided by the NCAA.
A couple of close games going on around the country. Alabama and Arkansas is a 3-point game, and out in the West, Seton Hall and Arizona is now also a 3-point game. And Seton Hall, I've seen a lot of them lately. They are a focused team, aren't they?
Very mentally tough team, Pat. They don't get rattled. They got off to a bad start, missed their first 6 shots. We're down 8-zip, have come back and played very strongly. They'll be in this all the way.
Mike, action has resumed in the Kingdome in Seattle. Let's send you out there. Dick Stockton and Billy Cunningham once again at courtside, and let's take a look and see what's going on there, fellas.
Here at the Kingdome in Seattle, the Western Regional semifinal after falling behind 8-0. Seton Hall leading 16-13. And Asaf Barnea, a 6'8 freshman from Haifa, Israel, has come into the game for Seton Hall. As the Pirates will need all the bangers they need. Anthony Avent will sit down with 2 personal fouls. And one of the keys, of course, for P.J. Carlissimo, Bill, is to keep Avent out of foul trouble. That could really hurt Seton Hall in a big way.
What it does is they don't have a real offensive threat in the low post now. More responsibility offensively will fall upon the shoulders, especially DeHare, to create and score some points for Seton Hall.
There is Avent. And let's see what Seton Hall does without their big man in the middle. Womack hits the first free throw. Jerry Walker came into the game. Seton Hall played its first 2 games in Tucson and disposed of Pepperdine by 20 points and Creighton by 12. Seton Hall getting to the Sweet 16 for the second time in the last 3 years. 1 free throw by Womack, and it's a 2-point Pirate lead.
Now we're going to have to see, does DeHare step forward offensively? Because he's the key now with Avent sitting on the bench.
And who does the rebounding for Seton Hall is another question. Oliver Taylor inside, the rebound by Womack. So with Stokes and Womack, Arizona has their better defenders and rebounders in there right now. Reeves steps on the line and turns it over.
Well, Taylor learned. You know, twice he was beaten to the basket by Reeves. This time, he moved his feet and beat him to the spot, forcing the turnover.
Seton Hall with Taylor, the point guard, DeHare, the other guard, Barnea and Karnisovas, 2 of the international flavor players on the Seton Hall team, and Jerry Walker. Driving in as Taylor has it batted down by Williams. Releasing down court.
And we will keep track of this basketball game for you. It doesn't make the basket there for you throughout the evening. Pat O'Brien and Mike Francesa with you in New York. Let's get to a couple scores, Mike. The men's Division II quarterfinals are underway. Cal State Bakersfield defeated Southwest Baptist 55-52. Virginia Union over North Dakota 64-63. North Alabama and Ashland 92-84. That's a final now. And of course, CBS Sports will present the men's Division II championship live Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern time. That's this Saturday. As for now, it is doubleheader night here on CBS. And coming up later, Kansas and Indiana and Utah and UNLV. We will have the second half of Alabama-Arkansas after a commercial and a word from you. Stay with us.
Attenzione, prego. Cos'è questa cosa qua? Mi sembra una cosa veramente strana.
It's a hot 35mm camera from Canon.
Just a camera.
The Canon Photura. With futuristic flash, automatic one-hand control, and long-range power zoom lens. Photura.
You have to come with us.
It's just a camera.
Please.
The Photura from Canon. So advanced, it's simple.
Help fight the corrosive effects of salt and water. Every Lexus features airbag terminals plated in gold. Of course, we might have used a less expensive material, but it wasn't money we were interested in saving.
The airline that spans 10 countries across Asia and the Pacific now brings you United's renowned international service nonstop to London's Heathrow Airport from 5 U.S. cities. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
This is CBS.
You might be surprised at all there is to see and do on a Texas vacation. You can sun on over 600 miles of Texas beaches, or climb mountains, or just sit back with a plate of barbecued ribs, Gulf seafood, Tex-Mex, and more. It all starts when you call 1-800-8888-TEX for your free Texas travel book. Oh, and if you like boating, Texas has over 5,000 square miles of water.
That's a great boat. Texas. It's like a whole other country.
At Bill Rush Pontiac Buick GMC truck, we're about to explode a few myths.
To buy the #1 truck in Kit Carson County, you have to get a Ford or Chevy.
Actually, our GMC trucks outsold Chevy, and we're gaining on Ford.
To get the quality of a GMC truck, you have to pay more.
Actually, you can buy a GMC for no more than a Ford or Chevy.
To get the best deal in Kit Carson County, you have to go to Bill Rush Pontiac Buick GMC truck.
Actually, there are myths and there are legends.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship Regional Semifinal game is sponsored by today's Chevrolet, who invite you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. Mass Mutual. At Mass Mutual, we help you keep your promises. And by Budweiser, with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud.
Welcome back to Charlotte, everyone. Arkansas leading Alabama by 3 at halftime. Injuries could play a very key part in this game. Oliver Miller of Arkansas played just 5 minutes in the first half with that pulled groin muscle.
Well, I think that hurts particularly on the defensive end, Greg, because he stops people once they break the press, and he's also a big body on the offensive end.
Gary Waits has had problems with his throat. He is suffering tremendously. James Robinson with the sore knee. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
Okay, Greg, I had the opportunity to speak to all 3 of the injured players. First for Alabama, Gary Waits said he's really having a lot of trouble breathing, doesn't know if he'll make it through the second half. James Robinson, on the other hand, says his knee is not bothering. He'll be less tentative here in the second half. For Arkansas, Oliver Miller, the coaching staff just wanted to keep him out with his 2 fouls. He says he is having a lot of trouble, and he's not sure how far he can go here in the second half.
And Greg, he's really struggling to get down the court. I just watched him just pull up, just trying to get to the other end.
Lee Mayberry hit a bucket to start this half for Arkansas, and their lead is 5. Loose ball on the floor. Mayberry has it. Todd Day inside with the left hand, rolls around and out. Isaiah Morris rejected, and they're going to count it.
Well, I talked about Oliver Miller and the way things were working for him. You can see that he gets up the court, but you can see it's a little bit of an effort. And then on the other end, when he stops, he grimaces just a little bit. He's having some trouble. If I'm Alabama, I go right at him, get him out of the game.
Into the lane, Robert Ory off the glass.
And that's an example right there. Normally, Miller would have gone for that shot. He didn't even try to get off the floor.
So we'll see just how long Oliver Miller goes and how effective he is here in the second half. 44-39 Razorbacks. 15-1 in the Southwest Conference, and the Southwest Conference regular season and tournament champions. Mayberry all alone as James Robinson slipped and fell, and now he's limping with that knee.
Well, you got to come out and help him. He did fall. You know, one of his teammates has got to come out and pick up his man.
Cheatham off the baseline, and Robinson with the follow.
Well, he's up there a long time.
Robinson has 11. It's 46-41 Arkansas.
Nolan keeping Oliver Miller out of the game is what he should have done with the 2 fouls. Because when the big fella is injured, he's not going to be able to get to places quite as quickly or with as much authority.
Good move inside by Mayberry. Shot didn't fall for him, and here comes Alabama. Cheatham. Arlen Bowers, no match for Melvin Cheatham going to the basket, and Alabama back to within 3. Robinson starting in the backcourt in place of Bryant Lancaster for Alabama this half.
Well, you get more offense with Lancaster, and you're going to need a lot of points when you're playing against Arkansas.
And Miller fouled as he tried to back in. The foul is on Ory, number 25. And those of you just joining us here at the Charlotte Coliseum, welcome. Lee Mayberry just tossed in a 3 for Arkansas, and they lead Alabama 49-43 with under 17.5 to play in the game. Oliver Miller for Arkansas starting here in the second half after playing just 5 minutes in the first half, suffering with a pulled groin muscle.
Well, Greg, that's been part of the story. The other part is you look at Alabama. They can't get real production from their guards early because Gary Waits is sick. And you can see he's just trying to get himself up and down the court. James Robinson, the leading scorer, the freshman from Alabama, played tentative in the first half. Said he was going to play more aggressively in the second half. He's going to have to do that because his club needs his scoring power.
17-10 to play. Arkansas leads by 6. Robinson, no foul call. Is Robinson off the glass? No. No rebound. Here come the Hogs. Curie to Bowers. To Miller, and a nice pass back to Curie, and a nice move that doesn't fall. James Robinson and Gary Waits in the backcourt for Alabama. Ori, Cheatham, and Latrell Sprewell up front. This is Sprewell.
Got to knock that one.
And Day with the rebound. The lob for Miller. Miller rejected from behind. And a technical foul is called. Nolan Richardson came flying off the bench, protesting the lack of a foul call.
Well, Nolan and his assistants have felt that you could see everybody all of a sudden get up. They just felt when Oliver Miller took that shot that he got fouled, but the officials right there on top of it didn't think so. Richardson complained just a tad too much.
Here's the play.
Miller's got position, and he goes up. And you can see right there, Dick Papao is saying that's all ball. And you can see right there, he makes the technical call right there in front of him as well.
Ori hits them both. Alabama within 4, and they have the ball. See what Alabama does with the opportunity.
They better protect the ball because they can have somebody from Arkansas behind them all day long.
Sprewell open again for the second time and doesn't get it down. Mayberry to Day. Oh, what a tough move. Here comes the Tide. Waits. Oh, nice pass to Corey. For Ori, Alabama within 2.
If I'm Nolan Richardson, I've got to do one or two things. Make my team get the ball to Oliver Miller, get him out of the game, because defensively he hadn't given me anything.
Ori fronting Miller. And this is Mayberry, top of the key. Here comes Alabama looking for the Tide.
Tide has been able to control this tempo here in the last minute and a half. Made some shots, put some pressure on the Razorbacks.
That one batted out of bounds, and we'll take a timeout with 15-17 to play. In the second half, it's Arkansas by 2.
There's a thread that runs through our lives. A thread that binds us together. Friendship, family, pride. These are the values that endure. The best things have always been those that last. Chevrolet, the truck that lasts. The heartbeat of
The Xerox Total Satisfaction Guarantee is one of the 10 most significant events in the history of the plain paper copier industry.
Significantly better than that of any of its competitors.
The Xerox Total Satisfaction Guarantee. When you put together better products and services, you can put together a better guarantee.
A consumer's dream. Putting it together.
Faxing, scanning, copying, printing. Xerox, the document company.
Who knows how much money Saddam Hussein has hidden away? 60 Minutes does. At least $10 billion stashed in 15 countries. Tune in Sunday. Everybody else will.
Arkansas by 2 as we resume action with 15-17 to play in the game. And Robert Horry, starting center for Alabama, said now to be suffering from a slight Charlie horse on the bench, but is expected to be back. He's put in a lot of minutes tonight, Clint.
Well, that's part of the reason he's got a Charlie horse. He has a slight groin muscle pull, and because of that, you favor the other leg, and you got a little Charlie horse because of it.
Marcus Webb's turnaround doesn't fall, and the Razorbacks have the ball. Miller still in the game. He's got the ball.
Two big bodies in there. Marcus Webb cannot handle Miller. He can give you something in the offensive end.
Miller has 6. Into the lane, Robinson is fouled, and the foul is on Arlen Bauer.
That's a little more of the aggressiveness that we talked about, Ray. Put the ball on the floor, make people guard you.
James Robinson, again, suffering from the hyperextended knee in Alabama's last victory over Wake Forest.
The adrenaline was going so much for Alabama that James Robinson didn't even realize he'd hurt it last time. He was playing and just kept going, and then after the game was over, he realized it, and that can happen.
I want to remind you, near the conclusion of every NCAA tournament game, Quinn and I will select the Chevrolet players of the game. And in conjunction with that award, Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund of each school. 1 out of 2, that trip to the line. Todd Day to the baseline. Foul, and the doesn't count.
Oh! Tough shot.
Todd Day has been the man for Arkansas with 17 points.
Well, he's been the man for the year. You see right there, he goes up. Latrell Sprewell trying to get into him. Day just shuts it right down.
Day has 18, and Arkansas's lead is up to 54-48.
Three-quarter court press. 1-2-2. They just want to give you something different to look at.
Here's Waite. Webb had it batted away. Miller ahead for Day.
Gary Waite needs to get control here, because this is when you start to see the spurts by Arkansas, wearing you down. You get a chance to break the press, you attack it, but if you don't, you bring it back out.
Day has 20 of the 56 points for Arkansas.
1-3-1. You got Miller on the wing. Get those long arms out there to keep the inlet pass from coming.
Robinson with a rainbow to Sprewell. Lost it inside. Picked up by Cheatham.
Sprewell has really been excited about playing in this game. Greg, I talked to him a little bit. He said the folks back in Milwaukee get to see him, but he's so excited. He hadn't handled the ball well like 3 times down the court.
Miller's shot doesn't fall, but he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Foul is on Marcus Webb, and that's his second. And Robert Horry back into the lineup for Webb. And to the line is Oliver Miller. There's Horry.
Horry's back in the game. He gives you what you need on the offensive end. Webb had the big body, just couldn't do anything with the big O, as they call him. O's hurting a little bit, still able to give him some offensive production.
This is the first of 2 here in Charlotte this evening. Later on, it's 3rd-seeded Kansas, 2nd-seeded Indiana. Miller made the first, missed the second. 7-point lead for the Hogs. Waite throws it away. And here comes Roosevelt Wallace, and he is in for Oliver Miller.
Yeah, Miller's really hurting. They get him out of the game because he's just having trouble, just pushing off.
Miller went a little longer in this half. He went 5 minutes at the start of the first half, didn't return. He goes out with about 13-15 to play here.
And with about 4 or 6 more points, too.
Powers left open for three. And Sprewell comes down with it. Here comes Waits.
As soon as Miller goes out, you see exactly what they do. They go right at the basket.
That's Ori, who is really struggling to get back down court, and that groin pull is bothering him.
Got to play smart when you're hurt. We've got, you know, the story here is we've got 3 or 4 guys that are hurt. You've just got to play smart to stay within yourself.
Mayberry for three. Todd Mayberry has 11, and Arkansas has an 8-point lead. You can see Ori in the middle of your picture there.
Yeah, the official sees it, and they just take a timeout. Just try to figure out whether or not he can make it.
As far as Oliver Miller is concerned, let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
Okay, just had an opportunity to go down to the trainer at Arkansas. He can come back. The groin has really tightened up on him quite a bit. If he's needed, he'll come back around the 5-minute mark. If not, they'd like to rest him and have him be finished for the evening.
All right, Jim. Meanwhile, Robert Ori has gone to the bench, and Marcus Webb back in for Alabama.
So they lose a lot with Ori. Ori could block shots and rebounds. Marcus Webb hasn't done much of either one of those.
Waits from outside, no. And the offensive foul is going to go against Marcus Webb. Gary Waits has not scored yet this evening, Quinn, and they have used him a lot in recent games.
Well, they have. He normally averages about 10 points a game over the season. In the last 15 games, he's averaging 16 points. When I talked to him about it, he said he was a scorer in high school, junior high, and he got here, and all of a sudden he became more of a playmaker, stopped looking for a shot. It's a matter of confidence, and he feels he has it. He has struggled here tonight.
Oliver Miller back into the lineup for Arkansas. Powers. And Mayberry's shot is off, tapped up and in by Miller. 9 for Miller. And the Arkansas takeaway.
Lob.
Fury, Mayberry.
You got to watch yourself here. You got to slow this tempo down, because this is where Arkansas wants to be.
Wimp Sanderson's going to tone it right down to a timeout with 11:34 to play.
It's only natural that children look to their parents for answers. So to help you explain why some things that may be fine for adults aren't right for children, Anheuser-Busch offers Family Talk, free advice from professionals to use with your kids while they're still learning to be grown up. And their favorite teacher is you. Let's stop underage drinking before it starts.
Getting to know you.
Geostorm. Great way to get away. 16 miles. Hello, road. The turns, the hills. This is it. Now this could be contagious.
Getting to know you. Now's the time to get to know the Geostorm at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Listen, we can't avoid it. The next item before the board is benefits.
Well, first of all, this cost issue has got to be addressed.
Come on, Steve. These benefits are for our people. Some of them have been around since we ran this place out of a garage.
John, you're forgetting one thing.
What's that?
I'm one of those people. We'll do our best. We won't let them down.
Mass Mutual, we help you keep your promises.
The sky is blue, the air is clean, the doctor is in over his head.
I think his teeth hurt.
Northern Exposure, the hit series returns Monday, April 8th.
Just over 11 and a half to play here in the second half. Arkansas has jumped to a 12-point lead. Several reasons why, Quinn, and Alabama not converting turnovers they're getting, but Arkansas sure is.
Well, Arkansas is also, they've gotten 18 points off of turnovers, but they've caused 15 for Alabama.
And that's a double dribble.
Again, remember we talked about Arkansas forces 21 turnovers a game, so they've already been able to force 15 a la Alabama and convert to 18 points. That's 16 right there with the double dribble.
Robert Ori back into the lineup now for Alabama and still noticeably limping. Oliver Miller still in the middle for Arkansas. And there's a steal by Hury. 2 more points off of another turnover.
Well, Greg, what we have here, we've got about 29 minutes of, as Nolan Richardson called it, of hell. The tempo is picked up just where he wants it to be. That's over and back, and it's just you missed it.
This is Robinson, and Robinson going to come up way short. Day has it to Miller, and he travels.
Well, you got to get out and play defense if you're an aggressive team like Arkansas. And you see right here, Uri just anticipates the pass, gets out, or he can't do much to help himself. And you see it finish it off right here with the jam by Uri. That's the kind of tempo they want, Greg. They want to convert those turnovers.
Waits has gone to the bench for Alabama, and Bryant Lancaster, number 20, with the basketball now replacing him. It's Lancaster and Robinson in the backcourt.
That's going to hurt with Waits on the bench. He wasn't doing very much, making fairly good decisions, but without him in the game, you see what Sprewell does.
And that's another Alabama turnover.
You lose your point guard, and then the one comes in and turns it over. That is contagious. Wim Sanderson must watch out for that.
18th turnover of the night for Alabama. And Arkansas looking to build on a 14-point lead. Bowers losing control. Miller has it. And Oliver Miller just couldn't change direction for that pass.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. He tried to pop off the foot, and you and I both happened to be looking at him, and he just kind of grimaced and went down on the ground. But you got to wonder, you know, should Arkansas win this game, how is he going to be able to play going into the championship here of the region?
Just past the halfway point here in the second half. 9:50 to play in the game. This is Ori for Sprewell, and Sprewell knocks it home. Sprewell has 10. And Alabama looking for a spark from someone.
Well, they've got a problem, Greg. They've got Robinson, Jones, and Sprewell. None of them have played very much. A couple first-year players, and you really don't know the system well enough to take control, and that's where they're going to struggle.
Lee Mayberry continues to fire away from outside. That three gives him 16. Explosive offensive player. Hasn't found that explosion yet here this evening.
Well, right now, Greg, they've got him playing like a point guard. He's got to get himself in position to score.
Lancaster pulls up. Bryant Lancaster's first basket of the night. Excuse me, make that Marcus Jones. And Miller comes back on the baseline. Oliver Miller is just so big.
Greg, what's happening now has something to do with being big. It has more to do, but there's not much leg on this in terms of what Alabama is able to do.
Ori comes back to the three. Fury to the baseline, and that shot won't count. He's fouled by Melvin Cheatham.
And that's a tired foul. That's all arms. That's just not enough legs to move, enough strength in the legs to move, get in position.
Here on CBS, Kansas and Indiana once this game is over. And out west, Utah, UNLV.
Over here, son.
Clyde Fletcher, number 33, in the game for Arkansas. And Miller gives it right back on the baseline, and it's rejected. Waits back in for Alabama. Sprewell rejected by Miller. And the pass ahead gets away from Todd Day. 7:50 to play here in the second half. Arkansas with a 71-59 lead.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Which 4x4 half-ton pickup gives you better ground clearance, Chevy or Ford?
Both try to drive over this protected camera cage. First, the Chevy. Plenty of clearance. But the Ford. Cameras don't lie. No wonder more truck owners switched to Chevy last year than to any other truck. When it comes to ground clearance, more people are winning with Heartbeat of America.
Now it's easy to win with a heartbeat.
In trying to make an artistic statement, one should be careful not to let one's personal aroma do the talking. In order not to offend the critics, I recommend Right Guard Sports Stick. It provides maximum protection and the freshest scents, a sublime palette of odoriferous emanations. After all, a true artiste should be remembered for his inspiration, not his perspiration. Right Guard Sports Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Extra strength Rolaids antacid. Stronger because it has more calcium carbonate, more than any Tums tablet, and salt-free. More calcium carbonate and salt-free. This settles it once and for all.
The Silence of the Lambs, one of the best thrillers ever made. Mesmerizing. Jodie Foster delivers another award-winning performance. Anthony Hopkins' Lecter may be the greatest movie villain of all time. The Silence of the Lambs. Rated R. Now playing.
Southeast semifinals here in Charlotte Coliseum. Greg Gumbel along with Quinn Buckner and Jim Gray. 7:50 to play in the game. Arkansas leading at 71-59. They've broken it open, Quinn, with a lot of pressure defense.
Well, Greg, they really have. All of a sudden, the defensive pressure is starting to intensify. But more importantly, it wears you down, and you can sense that with Alabama, they've started to wear down. They now have 18 turnovers, and Arkansas has scored 20 points out of that. That's the kind of thing that Arkansas likes to do, just make you turn it over and convert those to baskets.
Both teams with their injury problems. Oliver Miller with a pulled groin muscle just made that steal.
Well, that's really been the story of the second half. Oliver Miller has played this second half. He only played 5 minutes in the first half, so he was not very effective, obviously.
And that's a held ball. And the possession arrow will favor Alabama. Alabama gets possession, and there's the turnover story. As for Alabama's injuries, Robert Ory also with a pulled groin muscle, and James Robinson having his problems with the hyperextended knee, hasn't been the explosive scorer that he has been throughout the year.
Well, I think more importantly, the man with the ball, Waits, is sick. He's got a bit of a sore throat. He's not able to really focus, Greg, and without him being able to do that, there have been a number of turnovers because of his inability to keep his mind into the game because of being ill.
You saw Alabama coach Wimp Sanderson. 6 times he's gotten his team to the Sweet 16 and never beyond. And the winner of this game will take on the winner of Kansas against Indiana. Under 7 minutes to play for the game now. Arkansas 71-59. Mayberry outside for Day. And Day into the lane. Batted away by Ory. Nolan Richardson wants 2 points out of that and doesn't get it. James Robinson back. Ory missed the stuff with the left hand, and here comes Arkansas.
I'm inclined to agree with Nolan Richardson for that one.
Day for 3. 23 for Day. And James Robinson looks like he's ready to turn it up a notch. Open for the shot, doesn't fall for him, batted back. Ory comes right back, tried the behind the back pass, but not before he committed the offensive foul.
Behind whose back? you got to be able to convert. The shot will go up, and you get a chance to look at it, and Ory standing under the basket, which you shouldn't be doing. No question in my mind, that's goaltending, and it led to a potential basket on the other end, but it never happened.
The pass inside, Day to Oliver Miller. 13 for Miller. 2-on-2. Cheatham got a piece of it. Oliver Miller. And here's Day. And Arkansas is running. Ory got part of that. The follow no good. The tap in again. And no defensive boards for Alabama.
No block out, no legs to get in position to keep Arkansas players, any of the Razorbacks, away from the basket. 40 minutes of hell is what Nolan Richardson called it. And you see what happens if they just keep coming at you.
Waits put that one off the glass and in at 78-61. Waits' first basket of the night. And Oliver Miller is making motions to the bench. He wants to come out, and Nolan Richardson wants a timeout. He'll get his star center out with 5:19 to play, and Arkansas has stretched its lead to 17.
Matt?
Uh-huh.
Are you awake?
Yeah. Are you?
No. Matt, I never had a baby before.
Oh, me neither.
I'm happy. Are you?
Yeah. I'm a little scared, though.
You know, we'll need a bigger place.
Amy?
Yeah?
I love you.
Oh, Matt.
We'll be okay.
We will.
I promise.
Mass Mutual. We help you keep your promises.
With a full-size sedan like this, power for effortless passing and on-ramp merging is a necessity. Caprice doesn't scrimp in this department. It doesn't scrimp in efficiency either, with the highest highway mileage of any V8 in its class.
The more I tested it, I knew nothing was going to stop this car except its anti-lock brakes.
Chevrolet Caprice Classic LTZ is Motor Trend Car of the Year.
When you can win over attitudes like ours with a car like this, it's got to be good.
And now it's easy to win with a heartbeat.
One of these travelers knows that some payphones are connected to operator service companies you've never heard of. Some who can charge 2 to 3 times more than AT&T for long-distance calls. One of them knows a way to avoid being overcharged is to dial 10-ATT-0 and the number. Which one knows all this? The one who isn't being taken to the cleaners. 10-ATT-0 for fair prices and quality service. We're always there to help.
Tomorrow, if you have cancer and you think your insurance company will pay for the treatments, you could be dead wrong. The story on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Well, the guy you really got to have involved in the game if you're Arkansas is number 25 right there in your screen, Oliver Miller. He's come back in the second half, had a great one. He's got 15 points. He's got 11 of those points here in the second half, a critical part of the Razorback attack.
And Quinn, there's no one on the court for Alabama big enough to block him out.
Well, they really aren't big enough, and I tell you what, he's very agile for a guy of 286 pounds. He's lifted weights, he's stronger, and he's got much better stamina this year.
5 minutes to play in the game. Arkansas leads at 78-61.
Well, Greg, they're out here in a zone, and the tough part of being in this kind of zone is that you can't stop this young man. Once he gets it, you got to foul him.
And he bounces the ball off of an Alabama foot.
And the other problem is you can't create turnovers being backed up in a zone.
Shot clock at 4.
Hold it up. They get 5 seconds on the clock. Under 5, they reset to 5.
And Dick Picaro going over to make sure that folks at the scorer's table are aware of that.
Got to watch Day coming down because you can always lob to him.
That one batted out of bounds by Melvin Cheatham. Murray. Robinson fell down. Fowler hit it.
Just like Nolan drew it up.
That's the second time that knee has gone out on Robinson, but he still dives for the ball and travels. And you can see he's grabbing that knee.
Well, Greg, he's trying. I saw him yesterday with the knee problem. You see right here, he tries, but he dribbles, tries to go through 2 Razorbacks, and then he falls on the ball. That's an automatic travel. But you got to admire the effort. The young freshman is out here gutting it out. As Wimp Sanderson said, give kids to work hard to get here all year. Don't quit playing now.
Alabama now with 22 turnovers. Day to the baseline. Oh, what a move by Todd Day. Day has 25.
You're at a point now, you've got to start attacking the basket. You don't have time to be real patient for this.
A nice save from backcourt violation by Waite. Out of the corner, Robinson nails the 3.
That's attacking the basket. You got to get it up and get it quick. And now you got to get up defensively. If you're down here, 19.
Robinson has 15. We have 3:40 to play in the game. Safe to assume if lead stays like this, Oliver Miller will spend the rest of the game on the bench. There's a foul on Sprewell.
Well, that's what you're going to see happen more often than not. Oliver Miller, first of all, will not play anymore, I don't believe, because you need to save him. for the game on Saturday, for the championship of the regional. But what you'll start to see happen for Arkansas is they'll keep cutting and they'll get fouled because Alabama just doesn't have the strength to keep chasing.
Day. Tap's no good. Tap again no good. And here comes Bama. Off Robinson, out of bounds.
That's an example of what I'm talking about. Don't have the power to come back, pop and get it.
.3:15 to play. You talk about protecting the basketball point, and Alabama just hasn't been able to do it against this Arkansas team.
I tell you what, Alabama had as much trouble as anybody that's played against Arkansas, but they just come right at you time and time again.
And Wallace just took it to the basket, and Day was there for the tap-in.
The tough thing about playing against a team like Arkansas is they play like this all season, and all of a sudden you're trying to come up with it and play one game. It's just not something you can do.
Wimp doesn't like that call, but it's a charge, and Robert Ory is guilty.
Well, we'll keep track of this one for you, but with the score 85-64 Arkansas, let us send you to a 30